In this violent process, lime absorbs water and releases a large amount of heat. Killing the lime refers to the reaction that occurs when wetting quicklime with water. It burns at over 200 degrees. You have to be very careful because it splashes. Some have even lost their eyes. This craftsman prepares a mixture of clay and water to coat the kiln walls. When the kiln is lit, the lime will be cooked, and it will act like a ceramic pot, better retaining the heat. Gradually, he transports with buckets the thousands of kilograms of stone that he will need to fill the kiln. The lime burner must adjust the stones together. Each row of stones is slightly shifted inward, and to prevent them from falling, he places others at their rear. When he reaches the surface level, Hilario finishes filling the kiln. Hilario lights the kiln at dawn so as to have the entire day to control the fire and to bring the baking to its ideal point. On the third day, the stones are already white and seemingly baked. For about a week, the kiln will remain almost closed, slowly losing its heat. It's been 10 days, and the kiln has cooled. A good sign that the lime is cooked is that the stone vault has sunk. It's a sign that it's well cooked. Our friend, the lime burner, begins extracting the lime from the top of the kiln. His grandson, Antonio, has come to help transport the limestones and store them in metal containers until they are used. 70% of the lime has been extracted. The well-cooked lime weighs much less. It loses at least 30 to 40% of its weight. The stones are light and break easily. This indicates that the lime has been well cooked. However, the interior of some stones, which were at the top of the kiln, did not burn and turned into chalk. This piece is cooked and the rest has fallen. This is the piece of chalk that remains. For example, this one is completely cooked, and this one, you can see the core that hasn't finished cooking. Let's see how cooked it is. Killing the lime refers to the reaction that occurs when wetting quicklime with water. In this violent process, lime absorbs water and releases a large amount of heat. When slaked, it burns at over 200 degrees. When slaked in particular, you have to be very careful because it splashes. Some have lost their eyes. A drop of lime fell on them. He's testing. It has dissolved well, and it's ready to add more water and store it for whitewashing, always covered with water for whitewashing. If it's for construction, in powder form, it dissolves on its own. When gathering the stones, Hilario selects them one by one for their quality, leaving the chalks aside and the small pieces and dust to another. Come change this one, Antonio. Antonio collects the stones in sealed drums to avoid contact with ambient humidity. There they will be stored until they need to be used in any of its many applications. One of the uses Hilario is going to make of the lime is for whitewashing the walls of the garden shed. Formerly, the lime reserved for whitewashing was slaked in large water basins and formed a pasty, homogeneous mass with a greasy texture. It was kept there until use, with a layer of water on top. With 2 parts of soil to 1 of lime, Hilario prepares the mortar that will serve to plaster the rammed earth walls of the shed, which have suffered the damage typical of the passage of time. Hilario takes advantage of the caustic and disinfectant power of lime to prevent insects from climbing on fruit trees. Whitening the trees for disinfection is better than sulfate. The simple tools are waiting for someone to take over, even if only to demonstrate annually this productive process that, in times past, was very useful in all rural communities.